Hey, welcome back to another episode of Behind the Veil with Bonesy and Conscious Evolution.
No.
What's up,
What's happening?
Bones?
What's going down?
Not much, man. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Another long time. Seems like no see. It has been a couple weeks in it, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, well, I think, it's been like a week or two since we did the
Yeah, the
last.
time's flying. I can't. Every time I turn around, a week or two's went by. I'm like, what the hell's going on, dude?
Right? I
I mean, it's
know.
literally getting kind of strange. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's doing that to you, but it's like to me. Every time I turn around, as soon as the first gets here, it's the seventh. It's like I
Yeah.
wake up the next day, it's the seventh. It's
And then
weird.
it's the 15th, and then it's the end of the
Yeah.
month. It's
Well,
just, this is flying by
yeah.
unbelievably fast. Okay, so today's show is going to be about toxic people and relationships during a spiritual awakening or during a shift in consciousness. But real quick, before we get started, I wanted to make some announcements. First off, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers and thank you for all the energy exchange donations that you guys have been hooking me up with. I really appreciate that. It really helps me out and it really helps the channel out. So I do appreciate that. And for those of you that are new, you probably aren't familiar with this show, this Behind the Veil show that we've been doing. This is our 23rd episode, I believe. So we've been doing this a little
Is it?
while now. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, that's
Doesn't seem
wild.
like it's been going that long, but I guess
Yeah,
we
yeah,
started it in the beginning of the year. So yeah, it's
yeah.
it's it's been
Dig it.
going on. But
That's
yeah, so me and Bonesy got connected through he started his YouTube channel with a video about the reconnection and the Mandela effect. So that was around the time that I had gotten into the reconnective healing scene, with Case from Everyday Masters. It was kind of my
yeah,
link. So that's where I
yeah.
found him, and I just felt, the impulse to reach out to him, and it's all, you know, we clicked and we
It's
started
crazy.
making a show right away. First time we talked for like 3 hours about all kinds of shit. It was
No, man.
wild.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
so yeah, so we did the show, and a lot of people seem to be vibing with it, and I think we're overall helping a lot of people. So I hope you enjoy the show. If you do, press the like button, go over to Bonesy's channel and subscribe to my channel.
Yes,
And when you subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get the notifications. That's how YouTube's doing it. If you don't click the bell,
yes.
they won't send you any notifications.
And thank you to any of the subs that I've gotten from your channel or elsewhere. You know what I mean? I've gotten a few here lately, and I haven't been doing anything, which I intend to. I intend to. Yeah, I should be putting out a video today or tomorrow. So,
Sweet.
short one. I put out I made one that was like 2 hours, and it took for 2 days. I kept trying to put it on there, put it on there. It was too big, and I tried to edit it, and it turned into a nightmare. So I thought, well, I'll make another one, and I hated that one. So I'm just gonna make a short one, then I'm gonna make another short one, and then, I'm just gonna go from there. So
Yeah, maybe you could take the 2 hour one and chop it up into 10, 20 minute episodes. But that might
yeah,
be
that's what I
more
tried.
work.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know how it
We
goes.
went a lot of different places, and it was interwoven. It was one of those things that kind of like I guess it could be chopped. If you had
Yeah.
to be just quicker to make a 12-minute video.
Just to
Hit my
start
fine
over.
point,
Yeah,
hit
yeah.
hit 3 4 fine points. You know what I mean? And then
Hmm.
make another one later on and hit 3 4 5 points. So you know how I am. You know
Yep.
how I roll, man. You know how I
That's
roll.
that's the bones, and that's
That's the
um
bone.
uh, uh, and the other thing, if you're subscribed to my website, you should have gotten an email about this. I wanted to offer that to the subscribers to my website first, but I'm gonna put it out there here now. So I created a $10 off coupon for the healing services on my website. So if you go to the website and book a healing service with me, you put in DNA as a coupon code at the end, and you'll get a $10 discount on any of the services that you book. All right, and that's for the first 10 people that take advantage of it, and that's only for the month of October. So it'll expire October 31st or 30th, whatever, however many days are in this month, I forgot. And that's about it. And I'm constantly updating the website, so if you're not already subscribed to that, there's always links below for the website. Go check that out, and put your email in, and you'll be you'll get updates when I send updates, the newsletters that I'm creating, emails I send out to my peoples, and it's a good time. It's a good, I'm building this community of these like-minded people. You don't have to be on there just for, to book healing sessions, which is really what it's about right now. But, this is a community that we're creating like on here, the people that comment on the YouTube channel. It's also what's going on over there. I'm going to create a blog and have a place where people can post and comment on the website also. So that's what I'm aiming to build in the immediate future, and I'm constantly updating and evolving the website as I update and evolve. So that's really what I wanted to say as far as announcements, and I'm really excited to do this episode here. I've had some interesting experiences as of lately, and I almost made a video on them. It's basically like, people attacking, my family, man. My family's,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And I know a lot of people resonate with that. A lot of people are
yeah. I
experiencing
do.
that when they're
I
going
do.
through the awakening. I know you're experiencing shit like that too. So I
I've
just
been
kind of
lucky.
wanted to
I've been
talk
real
about it.
lucky that lately it's not been bad. But I know what you're going through. And the bad thing is Dad's getting worse. So, uh, when family, like when something like that happens, then everybody starts to come, and then since everybody starts getting closer, then as and so it's because shit's going down. Dad gets worse, shit's going to be going down. I guarantee it. Between me and my one sister. But right
Yeah.
now it's good. Right now I'm like, yes, yes, yes. I've got a break. I know you don't, but I have been. I'm like, I mean, it's been a while since I've had any psychotic text or any threats, death threats, or you know,
Well,
any
that's
crazy,
good.
you know, you know.
Yeah, I started getting a lot of comments, and it happens. It's like a cyclical pattern that I see. I don't respond or entertain it. I usually don't even talk about it because I don't feel like it's going to
Don't
help
want to give it
anybody.
energy. Don't give it energy.
Exactly. I don't want to feed it energy. And
Right.
I was so close to doing a video on it because, someone, and it's my family that doesn't normally get involved in hating me, but that's, they just don't, they're doing the best they can at their current level of consciousness, and they see the story or whatever it is one way, and they're projecting their reality and their insecurities and their fears onto this situation. It's like, that's what it is. If you feel the need that you need to publicly attack somebody because you don't agree with what they are doing, or you think it's wrong, or you think it's unholy, or you think it's the devil, or you think whatever it is, and that's your insecurities, that's your ego projecting that you're better than somebody else. You're like, well, he's not doing it right, I'm doing it the right way, so I need to tell him that. I need to assassinate his character and make sure people know that I'm better than him. That's essentially what it is. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. So it's like, why would I entertain that? Why would I give that
That's
energy? There's no
that's the
point
Christian
in
way. That's the Christian way.
doing it. Yeah.
I hate to say it, but that's just, it's it's man.
It's funny.
It
The
turns a
person that
lot of
wrote
people.
that
That's why,
comment is,
and they wonder why people turn away from that. But it's repulsive. I mean, it
yeah.
really is. It's like there's this live and let live thing that you should like just kind of like everybody should just kind of chill out for a minute and really go there and just kind of like try to understand. And if everybody took that stance, communication would be like so much easier, because
Oh, yeah.
everybody's defensive. Everybody's defensive, and everybody is not willing to admit they're wrong on anything these days. And both sides, and that's where I think I've kind of come into a really good place where I've literally had to own my shit and look at myself as being wrong, and kind of looking at that person, maybe they're right. And it's relieved me in a certain way. It's kind of relieved me because this defensiveness, this resistance to that creates more shit, and it creates more. And you, yeah, maybe you're wrong too. And it's like, maybe I'm wrong, maybe you're wrong, whatever. You know what I mean? Let's just calm down. Let's calm down. I always think if everybody could just calm down for a second, a hell of a lot more could be accomplished. People get radical, people get defensive, people get irate, people get, vicious with the mouth. That's the number one thing is words.
Yeah.
You can slice somebody just like that, with just a few words. And if they are your family, they know the words. They know there's one or two trigger words here, and they got your number. Boom, it's like, man. So yeah, it can be toxic. It can be hectic, because you're trying to go up, you're trying to ascend, and they're like mud on you. It feels like, which they
Yeah.
love you, they really do. A lot of them really do love you, and that's the problem. But they just don't know how to. They they have an idea of what you are, and they want you to be that for them, for themselves, because they're kind of selfish, and they need you to be a certain way to make them feel a certain way. If you're doing something else, and they feel icky about it, they kind of feel, like they're uncomfortable. They're not
Yeah.
comfortable. It's not comfortable and familiar to them, and they can't just let it be and just chill out and just let the shit unfold.
Hmm.
Everybody should just let everybody. And if you let people just be what they're going to be, uh, a lot of times, man, everything just kind of goes, it's not as bad as what everybody thinks. It's not as radical as what everybody thinks. It's just they're pushing up against you and you're pushing back.
Yeah.
That creates problems.
Yeah, it does. And there was a time during my awakening, especially earlier on, when I was first removing myself from those relationships, from those environments, that I felt it necessary to express my viewpoint, to really try to make them understand how I saw things. Like I felt that they needed to see things the way I saw things. Excuse me. And I now know that that's not the way. People, you just, like you said, live and let live. But and so after I removed myself from these situations, that's kind of the mindset I went to. Live and let live. I don't judge you for how you act. I don't judge you, and I don't get mad at you for attacking me. You're showing me that pain that's beneath the surface that you're afraid to face, which is cool. I'm here to help you face it. I'm here to be that face of the pain for you if you can't face it. So I'll take that. I mean, I'm not literally taking it, but I'll be that poster boy for it, for you.
Right,
But
right.
when I shifted and I was like, it doesn't matter what we see, how we see things, that we see things differently. That doesn't really matter to me. Like, that doesn't mean we can't have a relationship. That doesn't mean we can't be friends. It doesn't mean we can't talk. It doesn't mean we can't be a family, quote unquote, you know, but it's like they couldn't see past that. And even still with the attempts to talk to them today, it's still like they got to throw those jabs in there, your higher self led you to this and did that, so you should probably question that and your guides now. You know what I mean? Like,
Huh.
you just don't understand how I see things, which is fine. I don't
Yeah,
understand how you see things, which is
yeah,
fine. It doesn't mean we can't come to a common ground and have a healthy relationship. But if it's not going to be a healthy relationship, then I'm not going to entertain any conversations with you, because I'm not going backwards in my ascension plan. I'm not
right.
going back to that. I've I've progressed out of that situation, and it's because I don't entertain those things any longer. Now maybe I could stand my ground a little bit more and set clearer boundaries, but I really don't see the point in doing it with these particular people, because that's just opening the door for more confrontation, you know what I mean, for more attacks. And you know I just, I'd almost rather not deal with it. But if they came to me and, like, had a certain approach to it, I would be super open and happy to talk to them. You know what I mean? Like, I
Right.
don't dislike any of these people, but I'm not gonna talk to you while you're berating me and telling me how you think I should live my life and how you think I've failed, or how you think I'm dancing with the devil or whatever. It's like, I don't believe in those things, and I don't subscribe to that reality of the lack mentality, of a fear mentality. I don't think that way. I don't ascribe to that, and I will not do that. So, you know, that's
Right.
that's what
Right.
that's and that's so important for people to do. Like, I know a lot of people are stuck in situations to where they're in those environments. They live with the people that are talking to them that way, that are treating them that way, and it's like, I understand, dude. I was there. I spent a lot of time there. Matter of fact, I spent way more time than I should have there because of my kids. Like, I couldn't bring myself to leave my kids, but it got to a certain point to where it was so unhealthy and so painful for me to be in that environment that I literally couldn't take it. It was literally killing me, energetically
Right.
squeezing me. It, it,
Right.
it was so constrictive being there, and you should only like be around people that are supporting you, that will allow you to expand and grow and support you doing that. Why would you want to be around anyone that's beating you down all the time,
Well,
that's constricting your growth, that's not, that just doesn't agree with you all the time? That is not
yeah, and
healthy.
they don't. People really don't even need to help you grow as much as they just need to. They don't need to stop you from growing or be somebody that's like toxicity.
Yeah.
That kind of a situation, man. You've got to get out of that. You've got to because, and they should be out of. I mean, they should want to run from that too because it's no good for nobody. I mean, it's
Mm-mm.
if you can't communicate and you can't relate, or get on some kind of common ground where you can. I mean, if it's just fussing and feuding and fighting, then it's toxic, man. You just yeah, there's no sense in doing it.
No, there's really not. And it's a
The
shame
sad
because,
thing, but if it's your baby's mama that she and you two do need to find common ground because you guys are going to be in each other's lives for years, and so
yeah.
it needs to be a real cordial type of just like no emotion involved, very minimal contact, just short burst of factual information being
Hmm.
exchanged, and not no long talks, because I know how you can get sucked into that. All of a sudden, here you are being sucked into a fight, being baited into some bullshit.
Yeah,
And
and I'm pretty good at not entertaining that.
yeah,
That makes it challenging though, because I have to talk to her to talk to my children, and
yeah,
you know, I, I,
yeah.
and she wants to bring in things that have nothing to do with the children, and it's like, I've been pretty clear about that. That if it doesn't have anything to do with the children, then I don't want to talk about it
It'll
with
get
you.
it'll get better with time, man. It'll get better
Yeah.
with time.
It's
You know.
actually it was pretty good. I was able to talk to my kids for the first time in a long time last
Good,
night, so I'm very
good,
grateful, and I was super happy to see them and talk to them.
good.
It's been over a month since I talked to them on a video chat, and it was really starting to eat me up, man. Like, this shit hurts, but
Oh yeah.
it's and I'm not going to get into all that, but I was just happy that I was able to talk to her, and she was cordial, and she shared a bunch of things about the boys, and I was like, I was so happy I'm more than happy to
That's
talk to you
awesome.
about our kids. It's like, it's
Yes,
not,
yes,
I don't
yes.
want to talk to you about any kind of
It'll
drama,
get to
or,
that.
or what
It'll
you
get to
feel I'm
that.
doing in my life is wrong, or how you think I'm a terrible father. Like, I don't want to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's not what we're going to talk about. If we want to talk,
Right.
if we're going to
Yeah.
talk, it'll be about the children and what to do with the children. I want to,
Yeah.
I, so, but anyways, I was
Anyway,
just super
anyway,
happy.
yeah.
Anyways, moving right
Yeah.
along. So,
Well, congratulations. I'm glad. I'm happy for
thank
you.
you. Thank you. Yeah, I was really happy. So, that's my goal. You know what I mean? I want to have a more consistent relationship with them, and being this far away is kind of tough for me. I haven't seen them in a very long time, which I've never gone this long without seeing my kids. So it's really tough for me, and it's a thing that I've had to do a lot of healing on, personally, with
Right.
uh with this whole situation, because ultimately I did choose this. I did choose to walk away,
Right.
in a way. I mean, I was kind of forced out, but in a way I chose it because I couldn't. I could have stayed and probably continued to be severely abused and disrespected, but
Yeah.
like, that was, I mean, in this new energy on this planet, that kind of behavior is literally killing you. And that's like, because your body is always in that fight or flight mode when you're in that environment, and that's
I think
taking the
that's what
energy away from your body functioning naturally and properly. So it
that's what
literally is
triggers the
killing you.
awakening. That's what triggers your awakening. You know, that emotional discomfort that creates physical discomfort, that creates spiritual discomfort, that actually goes to the core of your being, and finally you're shaken and rattled and to your core, to where you're awakened, and you seek spiritually, start spiritually, and then it builds from inside out. But yeah, that's you get. That's I think that's what a lot of people. That's why I've said, like, I've thought a lot of people that are abused, and drug, addicted, or alcoholics or whatever, have been awakened for the simple fact that they've, have been shaken to the core. And finally, when you get into that place, then you have nothing left but spirit. Everything else is decayed. You've destroyed everything from the physical part of you to the emotional part of you to your ego, to your reputation, to you name it. There's nothing left but your spirit, and you build from that. And that's, I think, part of the awakening. You sort of to get down to that seed, the seed of who you are, that light, that little spark, and then begin to shine your light. And rebuild this whole entire flesh and bone thing that we got. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is by design. Like you
It is
design that your higher self. That yeah,
it's in your DNA. It's written in it. It's written. It's such a recipe, man. It's
yeah,
like,
like we all have that code or that thing,
yeah,
that catalyst, that event that's gonna set in motion the possibility to awaken. Like that's
right.
all. That's all it is. We can only set so many possibilities to recognize and yeah, to recognize and see that opening to connect with God, to the spirit, your angels, or however it works, however it works for you. But that's, absolutely how everyone I know that's really awakened has, it's happened through a life altering event. Like they lose everything and everything changes, because you have to be broken down to rebuild on a healthy foundation, to
Yes.
rebuild the spiritual life. And it's a mentality. You really have to rebuild and reprogram. That's the word I was looking for. You have to reprogram out of the fear, because we're built and taught so much fear with everything, to fear it. That way it keeps us crippled and paralyzed in fear. So we're afraid to actually do anything, so it
Right.
has to be torn down. That foundation has to be
Yeah, that
ripped
ego has to be
apart.
cracked like an egg.
Yeah.
That ego just like an egg cracked open,
Yeah.
man. I mean, it has to be like where you just look at it as if it's a facade, and you can see it that way, and you can see that this character is destroying you. This person you've created. You need to build a new character. A new player in the game, man.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's
I like that.
that's how you do it. You just recreate yourself, and I don't know. You get into alignment with yourself too, and you get into finding out. I feel like once you get broken down like this, you I don't know, man. It's like you're stripped, like you're shaking, everything's shaken off of you, like all these things that were attached to you. When you break, now there's really nothing, and you can literally kind of connect with the things that really you vibe with now, instead of all that bullshit that, this, you was doing this because that person got you into it years ago. And that was one of your hobbies just because so and so, an old man, taught you how to do this. And so you liked it, but really you didn't even like it. And, I'm finding that with myself, that a lot of my hobbies and a lot of things I got into, I'm questioning, like, why did I even like, why I like doing that? Why, it's funny how when you break yourself down, and you start to find that there's different parts of you that you didn't think existed, and some of the stuff is like, you've been wasting your time with it because you really don't even enjoy it that much. And you really
Yeah.
do like this, so it's kind of funny, but yeah, getting broke. I think getting broke down, and going through some kind of trauma, some kind of I don't know, just, really emotional, shit.
Yeah. Well, we're all going through trauma prior to awakening or
Yeah,
abuse.
yeah.
It's like when you awaken to the trauma or the abuse,
Well,
and
everybody's being traumatized as we speak. I mean,
yeah,
you just go there and watch the news, you'll be traumatized. I mean, oh my God, there's all kinds of shit going on. I don't
yeah, it's all
know,
fear porn. Yeah,
no, I
yeah.
don't want, no.
No. Yeah, I have no idea what's going on in the world anymore. I watch
Right.
a YouTube channel guy that talks about mostly like the weather patterns and the grand solar minimums, which that's how I get my world news update. And it's not
Yeah.
fear porn, you know what I mean? It's not
Yeah.
propaganda.
Right.
So
Right.
I can watch that. But shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, that it is kind of funny that when you start to look at it and realize and analyze the things that you did in your life and if you're really doing them because you enjoy them or if you were doing that for somebody else. Like
Yeah.
I was doing everything in my life for somebody else. Like I didn't do anything that I liked doing, you know?
Yeah.
And I had to
Yeah.
really sit down and sit with that and like, well, what do I like to do? You know, I didn't even
Yeah.
know what I liked. I had no idea because
Yeah.
I never thought about it.
You're right.
You know what I mean? I was just too worried about serving other people and helping
Yeah.
them in an unhealthy way. Now I serve other people in a healthy way, you know, with the
Yeah.
healing or, you know, helping them out with our shows or words or videos, you know, and that's something I enjoy doing. So this is like,
Yeah.
uh, this is what I came to when I did that self-analysis and decided I wanted to help people in a healthy way. So I
Right.
created this channel and, you know, now are doing it in a good way, in a healthy way, and bringing awareness to this spiritual world, a spiritual awakening, and you know, we really are helping a lot of people, you know, and
Right. Right.
that's powerful, man. That's
Right.
so awesome to me.
Actually, and this channel is actually the YouTube deal is a great platform to get to a lot of people. But the main thing is, even if you were helping one person, even if you were, trying to go out here and just help one or two people, that's what we all should be doing. And a lot of people that are like, I bet you anything, a lot of the people that are fucking with you and talking shit to you, I bet they don't fucking help nobody. I bet they can't come up with one person a year that they've actually went to try to help, heal, do something for, literally go out of their way to do something for somebody or to even think of somebody that's not, somebody that they can benefit from or,
Hmm.
that serves
Yeah.
them, but somebody where they're literally going to be out of pocket or they're going to be out of whatever. You know what I mean? It's
Hmm.
so there's so many people
Yeah.
that judge that don't do anything for anybody.
Yeah,
So
they just judge.
yeah,
Well, you know, the to give
I,
credit, you know, my dad does help people through the
does he?
church. Through the
That's
church,
good.
yeah.
That's a good
Yeah.
thing.
So he does.
That's cool.
But everyone else, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't really think they do.
Right.
They
Yeah,
if they
I
do,
got
it's for an ulterior motive. You know,
you.
it's
Uh-huh.
for
Right. Right.
an overall agenda, you know.
Uh-huh.
But
Well, and that's cool as hell that he does that. And that's what you're doing. You really are.
mhm.
And one day you'll see that that's what you're doing. You're just choosing a different path. And he's working with spirit just like you're working with spirit. You're calling it energy. He's calling it spirit. It's the same shit. It's all good. It's all good frequency, good energy, good spirit, good whatever you want to call it. It's good stuff. Trying to
Yeah.
pass that on. And this is the way we do it these days. We have a platform. It's called YouTube, social media. You get out here and you try to connect to people, and you can talk to
Yeah.
people all across the world. And the people that are seeking, you or whatever they're looking for, and when they find you, if they resonate with you, that's what they were looking for. So that if it wasn't here, if you weren't here for that person to find that,
Oh,
you
shit.
know, I mean, everybody is gonna like. There's like thousands of people on YouTube, but there's only like two or three or four or something that I really even want to hear or say anything. And the other people, I get bored of hearing them, within minutes, or I just something about them. I don't want to. So I don't resonate with everybody. And I don't
Mm-mm.
think everybody else, I think everybody else is the same way. There's thousands of people they're going to listen to. And then there's just some people that are going to resonate with us. They're going to hear what we're saying. It's going to trigger something in them, make them, you know, it's going to help guide them and help, them to like raise their vibration or frequency or spirit or whatever, frequency, however you want to put it. But it's a positive thing. It's a good thing. There shouldn't be nobody really looking down at that. I couldn't see how anybody could. It's just a different. It's all the same thing. It's just different packaging. It's good stuff,
Mm.
man. It's
Yeah.
trying to help fellow man, lift him up and in a spiritual type of way. Because
Yeah.
that's what we all are. We're all on this spiritual journey. Everybody seems to be, whether you're in Asia, Europe, Africa, you're on some kind of spiritual journey. Indians were doing it, here at the Africa, Americans, Native Americans. I mean, everybody's done it. Everybody has had some kind of spiritual something. They're trying to connect to something and they're trying to do the right thing, So, nobody can knock this shit. I don't see how anybody could. I mean, legitimately,
No.
it's just another form of healing people. It's just another form of helping people, and
Well, that's
you,
and the only thing I have against the church is the fact that they package it with fear.
yeah,
They and I understand it because they created hell and the devil and demons, and they had to do something and make it so scary that they scare people back to the light. It's like they
yeah,
make it so much fear, but it's like they took it too far. Like God's gonna punish you and judge you and do this, that, and the third, which if you want to create the devil and say that he's going to do that if you go to hell, then sure. But even still, it's all big misunderstanding. We'll say that. And I don't resonate with that. I never did, never has. And I don't like even really making it about the church or about
right,
religion because there's only one God. There's one source creator energy, and we're all tapped into it.
right,
So but I get it. I get the hell experience. The hell was created to scare people back to God, essentially. And I
right,
think the issue is, well, it's not really an issue. It's everyone's path is valid. Everyone's experience is valid. Their truth is their truth. So if that's what you ascribe to, then that's the reality you're creating, which is
right.
and
I think the problem with it, or at least in my opinion, is just the way that humans are going to be humans, but people become sadistic, people become power hungry, and the people that, the preachers or the whoever, they always, there's this abuse of power. Now, a lot of the people that are in the church are good people. Like you said, your dad, he does stuff for people. And there's a lot of people, that I know personally. And, my whole family and her family was in church and I was in church. I mean, we always did stuff for people. So there is that. But there's such an abuse of power. And then there's also a lot of misinformation, at
yes,
least, from what I've learned. If you go to like original scripture and then when the King James, the way things have been manipulated and certain things to control people. And I don't want to go all into that, but yeah, there's been a lot of abuse, a lot of fear, and a lot of mudslinging that in anybody who is not part of that certain group or organization. And to me, it's just repulsive, really. It's
yes.
like it's against what I think that everybody should be like open armed to anything and everybody. As long as you're doing the right thing, as long as you're not hurting people, killing people, stealing from people, you're following all those those common knowledge. We don't need a book to tell us. I think if
No,
there
we all
was no
know.
if there was no like we would know as a society if this dude's raping a woman, we would stop this guy because we know it's wrong, or if they're touching a kid, or if they're murdering somebody, or if they're taking this guy's food, or I think we would know automatically, just instinctually, that these things are wrong, and that we would like self monitor and self-discipline, our little society, So I don't think you really need, um, so, somebody to preach y'all to hell about it, and tell you go.
Mm-mm.
think we,
No.
I think we would know, but I don't know.
Well, it's more and more, it's like, less and less people are following the church, because
That's
like especially the younger kids, it's just not jiving with them, they
right. I was
see
going to
right
be,
through it, like I
yeah,
did. I didn't
right.
know why I didn't like it or why I couldn't commit to it, because I tried a lot to really be involved and go to church, and it just never, I couldn't, it didn't feel right to me, it
Yeah,
just, and I didn't know why until I went through my awakening and learned a lot of these truths, I guess, which are, these are my truths, and a lot of other people's too. But it's funny, a lot of the YouTubers that I watch, I don't really watch much YouTube anymore, but when I was really starting to wake up, I was, I know you were too. We were in YouTube for hours a day.
yeah, yeah,
But a lot of them were used to be like really successful preachers in the Christian church or Lutheran church, and they woke up to the corruption and saw it, and they used to have the power and jets and or whatever,
yeah.
but it's a corporation, it's a
Right.
business, and they're
Yes.
there to get money, and whatever they got to do
And
that,
control.
it's
They want to
about
control.
power and
Yeah.
control, so that's what I don't like with it. But some people do find God there. I just don't like that it's packaged with the fear. But if it gets you to have a relationship with God, then I'm not going to knock it. And I used to think that the churches had to go away, but that's honestly, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's just going to transition to
No, the church is a
kind of
money machine.
purge of the
Don't ever.
fear.
Yeah, churches are like liquor stores. It's a money machine. You know,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, and Cryon was saying something in one of the channel messages that, oh man, I keep shaking the table, sorry. That, we don't need to get rid of religion. It just needs to shift, and there's people like
Yeah,
Global Witness that are starting their ministries with the good intentions, that message of love and no fear,
yeah,
and be aware of the darkness maybe, and to that energy that's here, which I really don't even subscribe to that so much anymore, because we are the light, and where the light shines, the darkness cannot exist. The darkness is the absence of light, so where there's
right,
light, there cannot be darkness. And then my experience, that's how it's worked, especially in certain places that I've been to, where it was and had darkness. And then after me being there for a time, like, I didn't experience any darkness, or, that darkness can't come out and play when there's
right,
someone holding the light there.
right,
So,
right.
yeah, I really didn't want to go down that religion path. But I mean, we're talking about toxic people in relationships, so I guess it's fair.
Yeah, you have to talk about religion and talk about toxicity. Yeah, because it's part of it. Yeah, a lot of people that judge. That's where they stand. That's the rock they stand on to judge you. So
Yeah,
you have to sort of dabble into that, because that is part of it. And like you were talking about, and we'll get off the religion thing, but there's so much information out there now, and people have seen that the way things are, the way the church has been running things, they see that it's not working. They see that it's not about love, and it's not about inclusiveness. It's not about, you know, there's just too much division, too much separation, too much judgment, too much anger, fear. And people are like, they know this is not working. They can see politically it's not working, religiously it's not working, in their relationships at home it's not working. They just see that this shit is not working, man. The way we're just going at it, and I'm right, you're wrong, you're this and that, back and forth. And people are just getting to the point where, and that's the church it's not going to recover, I don't think. They've always been able to, like, take the dogma and really push back again every time anybody's gotten a foothold against the church, or stood up against the church, or stood like toe to toe with it. And I think it's going to be, I think shit's going down. I think the church is going to be like, it's going to have to either practice what it preaches and change its ways, or it's just going to be, history.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You can already see the numbers, they're not signing up as many new people as they used to because the kids are resisting it. They're just like
right.
this, they can tell they're lying. Because I think,
It's just the old
I think a
people
lot of the
stepping
preachers
away.
and pastors really believe that they're preaching the word of God. They're not agents of the dark, so to speak. You know what I mean? But I think a lot of them are. I think a lot of them abuse the power and really just use that and sell that whatever works. They'll tell people, they'll get to know somebody and use that salesman skill to sell that
Yeah,
fear, to touch on that, to poke them there so they give money, and
yeah.
you see that a lot. You see that a lot. But anyways,
Money or power, one of the two.
yeah, that's it. But it's more and more people waking up every single day,
Right.
and and from what I see, I don't see it happening. It's people are just it's like what we do. We're uploading those thoughts to the collective consciousness, that the more people are thinking and uploading to this Christ consciousness, the more easily anybody can tap into it. Anyone that's still just starting to
That's
wake up or about to
It's
wake
actually
up.
what's causing I think that's what's causing the spread of it is
Yeah.
it's just more, because all the information is this. Everybody thinks this air is like there's nothing in the air. That's where the information is. Everything is right here in the ether, right here in the prana, right here in this negative space. There's, it's all right there. So the more that we put there, the more that every time we have a thought, it's, if you can imagine, if you think of an apple, if you can imagine that thought sitting here floating around me, that apple floating around me, now it's accessible by you and whoever's sitting next to me and me again, and a dog could probably capture the thought. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
it's like when you put that thought out there, and then you put that thought out there, and then I put that thought out there, and so puts that thought out. Now the people are walking through all these thoughts. They're also walking through a lot of shit too, but now there's, bing, bing, they're getting hit in the head. This, with a little bit of love, a little bit of forgiveness, a little bit of light, a little bit of understanding, a little bit of, acceptance, and things that there's not a lot of it going around. But boy, when you run into it, it's like fresh and it's palatable, and it's like, yeah, I want some of that shit. I've had all this other shit. I want this here feels good. I like this, and give me a taste. Give me another taste. I want some more. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how we get like, and you get on YouTube and now you're looking for it, and you're finding out that there's a lot of people going through it, and a lot of people really feeling this, and a lot of people really feeling a lot of love, even though it's hard to, you go out here and look for it, you can't really see it, but that this here gets you to it quick, because we're all just spread out so far that you can't see it, unless you get on here,
Yeah.
and then that connection brings everybody in closer, and connects you in a certain way, and that's how I've got connected to so many people, is right here through this, um, the
Yeah.
reconnection. That should, with Case, that dude there, he's connecting people, and I don't know if there's other little communities, because we built us a little community, and we're like rooting out and bringing other people who's not even been reconnected into our little community, and it's just like this. It's like growing like a tree, it's pretty cool. So
Yeah, it is. That's funny because there's a tree right here, just branching
yeah, it's
out.
just like that. Yeah, absolutely, just like that tree. That's
Yeah,
what it
there's
looks
all
like.
these little pieces right in there. That's what we're building now. We're the root of it. It's like Casey's
Yeah,
the root, and me and you and a
yeah,
few other
yeah.
people are just really building this part of the community, and
Right.
it's really
Yeah,
branched out a
people that,
lot in a short amount of time. Really, like
yeah,
just a lot.
and there's people that probably are watching right now, or will watch other episodes of us, that they're going to be a piece of the puzzle, like, because there's shit going down. You know what I mean? We're like, there's real people in real places. We're moving around this country and doing shit now that we never thought last year that we would be doing, or having these relationships with these people. Now there's opportunities in different states, different places already, and we're just getting started. We're just
Oh
getting
yeah.
started with this little connection thing. So other people is going to jump on board, and they're either going to be coming and staying on our floor, or we're going to be going to staying on their floor someday, or we're crossing paths or jumping on boats and riding with each other. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, man, it's been a wild experience for me so far. I mean, just all the
Yeah,
travels I've done
me
in the
too.
last
I
two
mean, I
months.
haven't
So
done
it's
as
like,
much as you, but I've definitely met some people and definitely got shit in the works. And like, yeah, it's like, wow.
I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, you live in Indiana. I'm on the East Coast. Like, I was in Pennsylvania and Maryland before, and met you through here. I didn't think I'd be coming to meet you so soon, and now we
Yeah,
met up like 3 or 4 different times in the last 6 months. You know what I
I'll
mean?
see
Like,
you about
that's
that. Yeah,
wild.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
that's
came through
crazy.
here a few times, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's wild.
Not
I've
even playing
never really been off the coast before. I've always stayed on the
every
East Coast.
every single time was like spontaneous, sort of too. It's
Kinda,
like
yeah.
first time he called and said, "Hey, man, I'm going for a job interview. Can I crash at your place?" I was like, "Where
Yeah.
are you going for a job interview?" I was like, "You definitely ain't coming here because this is the worst place in the world. You can't get a job in Anderson." Yeah,
Yeah,
ghost.
everyone
And
there
what's
makes
funny
less
is,
money than everywhere else.
yeah, what's funny is, Lucid Dreams. She's got her channel. My cousin,
Yeah.
her buddy, her best friend Jenny is driving for that company, or she was driving for the company he was driving for.
No
Now she's
way.
driving for the other company. It took her 4 months before she started making money, but now she's running out to California. She's,
Yeah.
steady running the long haul. So
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do because I was moving. I moved out there briefly, so that was my plan. But it was like that took her 4 months. It takes a while to build that.
that's what she
And
said.
there's not a lot of runs out there. All the work is on the East Coast, and
Yeah,
I have thought about starting
getting back.
doing that again now that
Yeah,
I could probably do that a little easier now. And it's still traveling, which I love to do. And I just drove all the way across the country. So for right now, I'm going to take a break on the driving. I'm good.
yeah, it feels good. Sit still for a minute, don't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
Be in a regular
to
bed. Yeah,
put 10,000 miles on my car in two
no
months.
time. Yeah,
2 months.
yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Let's travel and
That's a
sell.
year's worth of driving. If it, and, oh no, it's 3 months. Yeah, about 3 months total. That's crazy. But
Yeah.
anyways, I don't know how long we've been talking on here because it doesn't show me the time.
Well, I gotta
The
get going.
computer does, but I think it's been a minute.
Oh, yeah.
So I so I mentioned in the beginning of the show that I'm creating a Patreon account. I didn't really say for what, but it's mostly going to be for group healing sessions. So that's what I wanted to do, and that sounds like the platform I see. But it was a lot more work than I thought it was going to be. It's just like designing a website basically. Yeah, it's pretty involved. So I'm almost done. Hopefully, I'll have it ready when I post this video. But if not, it'll be shortly
Now,
after
do you
that.
have
But
tiers on it, like certain
yeah,
tiers?
that's what I'm creating now, and I'm thinking about how I want to do that. So I've created 3 tiers already, and some I just wanted to have something for people that might want to help support the channel and just me, and then the rest of them are so far about the healing work and different group options that you can choose from. So that's what I'm working on, and I'm really excited about that because I have my website for individual sessions and bookings, but to do like a group, I think it would confuse people to throw
Right.
that in the mix there. So this is kind of perfect for me and
There
how
you
I see this working out. So I'm really excited about that. I'll definitely let everybody know when I drop that. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say because I don't think I said that in the beginning. But thanks everybody. We love you guys so much. Thanks for watching the show.
go. Love you, love you.
I know I have a lot of new subscribers. So again, thank you guys. I hope you're
What are
enjoying the
you up to
show.
now? Your number's not on there.
I know. I'm not telling. I'm
Hey,
not
okay.
telling. it's
Did it go up
it's
there?
grown a lot in the last week
Has it?
or two. Like yeah,
Cool.
a lot.
Oh,
Which is awesome. I'm wondering if it's because I took the number down. So I'll let you know when I get over 1,000. I was at 550 or 60 or something, I think, when I turned it off. So
dig it.
once I get over 1,000, then I can live stream from anywhere with my phone, and
Oh,
that's how you'll know when I'm over.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yep. If you're
Good luck.
resonating with our energy, subscribe to the channel. Go to Bonesy's channel, subscribe to the channel,
Yeah.
hit the notification bell, like the video if you're feeling the vibe. And we love you guys so much.
Yes. Love you, man.
Yes.
Spread the love, people. Spread it.
Spread the love. Nothing but
Yes.
love. All right, guys. Be the change that you want to see in this world. And again, love yourself.
Deuces, guys.
We love you.